Hello ladies and gentle ladies, welcome back to another Industria stream. Today we're going to be working back again on the oil pump jack and hopefully just get some things fixed, really, is the plan. And yeah, we'll basically just get straight into it. So let's go ahead and switch over. Okay. Oh, yes, I need to do that. I can. Otherwise you can't see me. So yeah, we're going to be working again on the oil pump jack today. For example, you can see here that it's currently like spinning, even though it's not doing anything. So that's one thing we need to do. And yeah, we also need to actually add a UI here, since there is no UI here, as you can see. So that's the two things we need to do, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, so let's go and do that. So let's come into the another thing we need to do whilst we're at it is we need to make sure the wellhead, so currently the wellhead here will actually go ahead and find these drill tubes every single tick, which is completely suboptimal. So that really needs to happen when it's placed, and also listen to neighbor updates and stuff, which shouldn't be too hard to do, but we'll see. So okay, we'll do that first, actually, because that's, I think, going to be the easiest part. So if we come into the block class, we'll go into wellhead block, and we are just going to add in here. I don't know if I have a property for when it's placed or not. It looks like I do not. Okay, that's fine. So we should just be able to use what's the method called when it's first placed down? Get placement state? No, I don't think so. Or is it? It might be. I know there's on placed, but that requires there to be a placer. I don't know if the get placement state. I'm not sure. I think we probably want on place. So we'll go with that. Okay, what does the super do? So if the multi-block is not null, then it builds the multi-block. Okay. We'll keep that. We don't need it, but we'll keep it. So, okay, what we can do then is we can say... we'll get the block below, right? So we'll say block pos below is equal pos.down. And then we'll say block state below state is equal world.get block state below. And then if below state is of block init dot drill tube, then we can go ahead and do the searching. So I'm going to grab basically this method right here. Here we go. And let's return a map. Well, let's just return a list of block pos, shall we? And then here we can just return collections.empty list. And we'll have to take in some things here. So we're going to want the world. And let's make this static as well. Then we can say world is null. Then we do that. We don't care about this. That's fine. I don't think we actually want to pass anything in. Oh, yes, of course we do. We want the pause. So block pause. Oh my god, I cannot type. Block pause. Oh my god, I actually cannot type. Oh my god. Okay. Jesus. Right. Okay. That's fine. I will say though that these are not null, but that I'll still check them. There we go. Okay. So that'll then just be pause.down, world.getBlock state, and then we can just have a list of block pause drill tubes is equal a new array list. And then let's just say if drill tubes contain, or if it doesn't contain, then we just do drill tubes.add mutable pause. Now I think, first of all, this can't be mutable when we add it, I don't think. So in fact, that makes no sense, does it? Just do that. And then below is equal, let's call this below state, or we'll just say check state, and then this is the check pause, and then just return drill tubes. I also don't know why I'm using move down. Oh, because that's a mutable one. I can't just say I see. Sure, that's fine. Also, I don't know, YouTube is complaining at me right now. It says that it's not receiving enough video. But I think it said that before, right? And it was perfectly fine. Although my internet has been very weird today. I don't know. If you have not null and you're checking for null, then you don't trust the user? Yes, and the user is me. And I do not trust me. So yes. I mean, actually, they kind of can be null, because it does just return an empty list. Actually, this is kind of irrelevant, isn't it? Hello, Vortex Blender. Welcome to the stream. Is mutability or immutability preferred in Java? I don't know that necessarily either of them are quote-unquote preferred. They're for different scenarios, right? Also, I'm now realizing... Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, okay. Like, they're useful for different scenarios, I would say. I wouldn't really say either is preferred. That doesn't really make sense. Block pause, positions is equal find your world pause, and it starts by going below, right? Okay, good. Perfect. Hello Ilya, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so we find the positions, that's fine. If the positions is not empty, then we're gonna need to send those to the block entity. Now I assume once onPlaced is called, I'm going to assume that the block entity is present. If it's not, then, well, we're fucked. But we're going to assume that I can do world.get block entity at pos is instance of a well head block entity. Well head block entity. And then I can say wellhead block entity dot let's do set drill to position or I don't really want to set them because I'm not really setting them. I'm more adding them. Or I'm actually modifying them. Because what we're going to do is we're going to only add the ones that don't exist, and the ones that don't exist we're actually going to remove. So we should say this dot drill tubes. I'm going to say how do we want to do this? Let's go positions.for. If this dot drill tubes dot does not contain key position, or I think we actually want to do it the other way around. Okay, yeah, this should work, I think. So then we can do if not positions dot contains block pause. Then we're going to do this dot drill tubes dot remove block pause. I mean, I think that'll be fine because this makes a copy, right? Key set, I'm pretty sure makes a copy, so I don't think it will give me a concurrent modification exception, if I'm correct. Let me quickly see, please. There are way too many map classes. Hash map. Oh, kind of. It's probably fine. If it doesn't work, I'll just copy it. Okay, so if it doesn't contain it, then it removes it. So we want to remove it, and then we want to continue. Or I guess that actually doesn't really matter. And then afterwards, we'll just do yeah, then I'll just do else positions dot remove block pause, and then we'll just do this dot drill tubes dot add all, or positions dot for this dot drill tubes dot put position 0. I think that's fine. There isn't a way to like simplify this using streams or something. Not really. The closest I can do is that. I guess that's fine. I could do that. I don't hate that. And this could just be that. But I'd hate that too. So we're going to stick with this. I actually kind of want my brackets here as well. Because it's just weird otherwise. I think this is fine, unless I'm being stupid. But I don't think I am. Let's just check. This is fine. Yes. So then the other thing we want is neighbor update. Now, what does the super do here? Nothing. Okay. So in this case, we want to basically do the same thing. Yeah, pretty much exactly the same thing is what we want to do here. But only if it's the pos below. So I don't know how we actually do that. What is a wire orientation? No idea. Don't know what that is or why that's here. But sure. How do we know which neighbor was updated? Is neighbor update the one I want? Isn't there like a chain or like a neighbor? I think I'm thinking of Moj maps actually. I'm sure there was a way to get the neighbor though. I don't suppose anyone would know. I wonder if Copilot knows. Copilot should actually be on. I don't know why Copilot isn't working. Let's just try that. If that fixes. Nope, Copilot doesn't work. Okay. That's fine. We don't need Copilot. I was just curious if it knew or not. Where is this called? Let's go to usages. So neighbor update, find usages. Update.try neighbor update, which is called where? Huh, this is extremely unhelpful apparently. Yep, these are all the most useless classes to ever exist. I don't think neighbor update is the one I want. I want the one that tells me which neighbor's updated. Hello, wide, welcome to the stream. It's not that much of a surprise. I did say on Friday or whenever I stream. I don't actually know when I stream. I said I was going to probably stream today. I'm pretty sure. You know what I can do actually? I can look at... No, I definitely didn't promise it earlier. But I said I would probably stream. Oh, you know what I can look for actually? I can look for the observer. Does that listen to the neighbor updates, right? Schedule tick? Nope. Get state for neighbor update, apparently. But I do not promise them all the time. What are you guys on about? You're trying to gaslight me, man. Neighbor pause. So, okay, yeah, we have the direction. So if direction is equal direction dot down, then what we want to do is basically this. So I'm going to create a private void search for see, I'm kind of doing the same thing, aren't I just realized. Because if I do that, that's the same thing, whereas this is actually like this is finding them, but then it's setting them. So what should I call it? It is loading them, I guess. Sure. World, block, pause. Can this be static by any chance? It can. Oh, lovely. So then we'll do load drill tubes, and that will take in the world and the pause. And that's complaining because that needs a world view, which is fine. That shouldn't be a problem. Yep, that's fine. Okay. And then I'll just do the same thing here. So load drill tubes, world, pause. That should be fine. And then what that means is that in here I have fine drill tubes. I can just get rid of that. Hopefully that works. So I'll give it a rerun and we'll see what happens. And then afterwards we'll go and look at the pump jack. Wow. Pump jack should be pretty simple. I have a feeling we're going to finish the pump jack today, so I don't really know what to do afterwards. So we'll have to decide. I do have obviously a lot of to-dos, so you can probably go through some of these, come up with what to do. What do I have in like digest? Oh, temperature and yeah, temperature and pressure are two very scary things. Fix issue where slots are duplicated as ghost items on the client. I thought I fixed that. We can definitely have a look at that afterwards. I'm pretty sure I fixed that. But sure. We'll go through this first and then we'll do the pump jack and then we'll have a look at that. So the only way we can actually test this is by replicating this entire thing again. So let's grab a seismic scanner, of which we need to redo at some point as well, but that's a lot of work and I'm lazy, so that's gonna take a hot minute. Right, let's have a look then, shall we? Here's one. Oh, it stopped. Has it stopped? It stopped. There was literally one. Oh, yeah, because I took it out of my hand. I'm such an idiot sometimes, man. It's actually crazy. Okay. So let's grab the drill. Go. And then let's grab some things. So we're going to want a cable. We're going to want wind turbine. Do these first. Nice. Okay, so that's going to do that. That doesn't work because it's facing this. So it doesn't have wind. But there you go. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Then we're going to want the head. Is going to be this one. And then we're going to want the motor. And then we're going to want the pipes, which are called drill tube, not pipe. I'm an idiot. Okay. So let's put these in. Okay, and then I think that's it, right? So we can then start there. Okay. Whilst that's doing that, let's just increase the tick rate a little bit. So we'll go 100, which will make that go a little bit faster. Okay, then we're going to grab the pump jack. And we're going to grab the wellhead. And then we're going to grab... We're going to want some more cables as well. We're going to want fluid pipes. And we're going to want a fluid tank. And... Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. Okay, that's done already. Let's turn the tick rate back down then, because otherwise that's going to cause us problems. Let's get rid of that. We need to make sure that actually drops stuff. I don't know why it's not. But that's fine. So let's put the wellhead on. Let's put fluid pipe on to a fluid tank. And then we're going to want the pump jack. So we'll have to remove some blocks. Otherwise there is not going to be enough space. At some point we need to do the item rendering as well, but that's very scary. I don't really want to make that work. So okay, I think it's this one. Yes. I also need to somehow figure out a better way to do placement of these. I don't know how right now, but it's fine. Okay, so we need to power this block right here. So let's run a cable. Not what I meant to do. No, Wide, I am not doing an ASMR tutorial. That's not happening. Is this working or no? I don't think this is work. Oh, is that why? I forgot you have to unlock it. Oh, right. I think it only goes in from the top or something weird like that. Is that right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I don't know why that's the case, by the way. That shouldn't be the case. Okay, there's definitely something wrong with this. Huh. What? Why is it not going in? Oh, no, it does have to be like that. I'm so confused. What is happening? How is there so much fluid being pumped out, by the way? I think something's wrong with my code. I seriously do think something might be wrong with my code. You can make a testing place in the sky instead of finding new oil every time? I mean, not really, no. Because then I would have to... Well, the only way to do that would be to change the code so that it has... that it generates it in the sky, which would be extremely annoying, I think. But yeah, I don't know why this is extracting so fast. I mean, I think it's fine, but I guess if it's doing it every single tick, right? Why do some mods have oil spawn on the surface? I have no idea. I guess it's just easier. right? Like they're probably just copying the lava surface pond thingies. But can't you just slash fill the oil? No, because they're not blocks. It's not like a fluid or anything. The only way I could do it is, and I kind of am considering it, is to make a like slash set fluid command or something. Or maybe slash fill fluid would be better. I don't know. Okay, but anyways, this has worked, which is kind of what I wanted. So the next thing to do is pump jack. So let's make it so we can actually like pause the pump jack and stuff. This should be trivial to do. So if I go oil pump jack, in fact, I think we already have a thing for it. Yeah, so we have running here. Now currently I do just set running equal to true. Because I don't have a way to set it. Now I don't know if I have a set method or not. I do. Fantastic. So what we can do, we can go ahead and get rid of that. And then we can go ahead and go into the screen. Which, by the way, let's add an inventory in the screen as well whilst we're at it. You can literally see that it has a space for the inventory, and yet it's not there. So let's go screen handler. And let's go oil pump jack. Where are you? There you are. It's not using Industria screen handler. It probably should be. This needs to be the oil pump jack block entity, like that. And then I don't remember exactly how this works. I'm going to look at something for reference, maybe the crusher. I'll just bring that over to my other monitor. So play inventory block was payload, that's fine. Then we're going to want in here, we're going to want to super, and we're going to go screen handler type init dot oil pump jack. Then we need the property size, which is actually going to be 0, so I don't think I need to supply that. And then we have play inventory, and then we have payload, and then we have oil pump jack block entity dot class. And then in this one, we have the block entity, and oh, I see why I didn't do it like this, because I actually don't have a wrapped inventory storage. Wrapped inventory storage is the wrapped inventory storage. And then in here, I think we keep the same super. Yes, we do. But we need to add play inventory, block entity, and wrapped inventory storage. Then we're going to want get inventory size, which is going to return 0, at least for now. That might change in the future though. And then we're going to want can use, which is going to be block init dot oil pump jack. And I don't know what we're missing. What is it complaining about? Oh, it wants add block entity. That's fine. That's not actually going to do anything for now. This is complaining because it needs to have wrapped inventory storage holder. So that's fine. We can do that. So we can say wrapped inventory storage holder. Not that. That. and we are going to want a wrapped inventory storage. Let's just over final wrapped inventory storage. Okay. And then we need to override the method, and I really would like to not have it say this every single time. It's so actually incredibly annoying. It's starting to get on my nerves. I just want it to say implement methods, not friggin' make class abstract. Like, come on, man. This is complaining because I don't know, actually. I don't know what I'm meant to use here. I think it is meant to be this, and then I think it's meant to be this dot wrapped inventory storage, like that. Okay. And then let's just do the MBT for the inventory, even though it's empty. That's fine. Hello Super Z, welcome to the stream. Let's do inventory like that. This dot wrapped inventory storage dot read MBT, MBT dot get list or empty inventory registry lookup. And then we'll say the same thing here. So MBT dot put inventory, this dot wrapped inventory storage by MBT registry lookup. Okay. Perfect. That fixes that. We have no errors in here. The only other thing to do is the screen. So let's go into the screen. Where are we? Where are we? Can't see it. There it is. Okay. So what do we want in the screen? Oh yes, we would like a button. So let's go in it. And let's do add. Which one is it? Add drawable or add drawable child? I actually don't remember. Let's see what this does. Right. That does that. And then this does add selectable child. What's the difference? Does anyone know the difference? I think I've always used add drawable and it was fine. You know what I can have a look at is the drill screen. Oh no, I've used add drawable child. Never mind. I was wrong. Okay, so we just want a new button dot button widget, isn't it? Dot builder. Oh, never mind, it's not new. It's like that. Okay, then it wants the text. So this is going to be text dot we can actually make this in here now, can't we? Now that I think about it. So we'll have text, and this will be the start text is equal text dot translatable what do you do for buttons actually? I don't know. Is it GY dot oil pump jack dot button, or is it Industria dot, I don't know actually. You can tell I do not check the lang file that often. Decent. Can I find it? I'm not gonna find it like that. Because you can't actually, this doesn't actually find the file, does it? I need to do double chef. None of these ones. Here it is. Not that one. Not these ones. GUI.narrate.button, is that? What is MCO, by the way? Okay, anyways. I think it's, GUI dot oil pump jack dot, or it should probably be, yeah, GUI dot Industria dot mod ID plus oil pump jack dot button dot start. I think. I don't know that it doesn't really matter, does it? But it's fine. This also really needs to be a toggle button now that I think about it. Which doesn't have a builder, does it? No. Toggle button widget. That just wants an X, a Y, a width, and a height. X, Y, width, height. And it doesn't even have... that doesn't even have text. So that whole time was spent for no reason. Okay. So we're going to go this.x plus... honestly, I have no idea. Let's just do plus 10. This.y plus 20, maybe. And then... what is it? Width and height? 18, 18. And then toggled is going to be false. Or toggled will actually be this dot green handler. This dot handler dot gets block entity dot is running. Okay, and then can I do a thing in here or not? I forgot how terrible the toggle button widget is. You can't do anything with it. It's actually completely and utterly useless. Because it's just a clickable widget, isn't it? So can I even do sets? Or can I add a listener? Or you actually can't do anything with it, can you? Got how actually completely and utterly useless toggle button widgets are. Okay. Hopefully we can just do it like this then. So set toggled. Is that actually called anywhere? No, they really are that useless, aren't they? Holy crap. Right, they didn't even have textures. Oh my god. I forgot how friggin' bad toggle buttons are. I'm wasting my time here, aren't I? I should just make my own class. Extends, button widget. Create constructor. Okay. Let's have a Private boolean toggled. Let's have a boolean default toggled. This dot toggled is equal default toggled. Let's have a public void set toggled. Boolean is toggled. Public boolean is toggled. What's this? Oh, oops. Like that, and then I really need a texture. I feel like I have a toggle button texture from Turty Chemistry, maybe. Or actually, it'll probably be in Turty Lib. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. Because if I do, that would be quite handy. That saves me a little bit of time. Oh my god, I can't even find Turty Lib, to be honest. Here we go. Source, main, resources, assets, textures, GUI, components, toggle switch. Here we go. And there's also toggle switch red, green. I think I actually kind of prefer this one. So we'll go with that one. Let's not do this, please. It's going to dox me, isn't it? Nope, because it's not responding. So it's actually not going to do any. Okay. Nope, it's actually crashing my entire PC right now. Okay. Love that. Oh, it's actually not doxing me anyway, so it's fine. I thought it would open somewhere else. It didn't, but it's fine. Right, let me just find the right folder to put this in. Because I have way too many folders inside my programming folder. It's actually atrocious. Okay. Main. Resources, assets, Industria, textures, GUI, widgets, and we'll go this one. And you know what? I'll download the other one too. Sure. Fine. So the problem is actually that's not quite gonna work, is it? Because the way buttons work nowadays is they use a different texture for each one, right? Also, stop. Oh my god, stop. It needs to stop opening on my main monitor. And it's actually fine. I don't have anything on it that could dox me right now, but I could have, you know? You never know. Okay, let's open with paint.net. Now, which monitor do you think paint.net is going to open on? Not the right one. Okay. So, effectively, what I need to do is I need to just, like, take this, put it on a new image. And then image canvas size, and just make this a height of 16. That. And then this is let's go ahead and save this as toggle switch off. And then save this as toggle switch on. And then basically the exact same thing for these. So toggle switch red off. Toggle switch green on. That. We are meant to have selected ones, right? Honestly, I don't really care. Selecting a, well, I guess it should have like a hover state. It's fine. It doesn't need a hover state. I mean, actually, you know, if I'm really lazy, I can do a hover state. Let's open this real quick again. Now, not opening my monitor, but that's fine. I think I can do a very easy hover state here. I just do... This might not work. Does that work? Maybe. So I'm just going to call this selected. Better than nothing, right? Adjustments, brightness, contrast, okay, and then file, save as, selected. Selected. Okay. So then we can just go private static final button textures, default, oh god, default textures is equal to a new button textures. Now what does this take? So it first takes the unfocused. What does it take? Unfocused and focused. I see. So let's go default off textures, which will be, what does it want? An identifier? Okay. So industria.id textures GUI widgets, and then this will be unfocused, so that's going to be toggle switch off, and then industria.id textures GUI widget selected toggle switch off, and then I'm going to want a private, basically the exact same thing but for on, and then I'm going to copy them again, which would be the default colored off. So this is going to be switch underscore red, and then colored on, which is going to be underscore green and underscore green. And let's make these public as well. Okay, then let's have a private final button textures, which will be the off and the on. Okay. Let's pass these into here, button textures off textures. And then the button textures on textures. Whilst we're at it, let's actually move this into its own class as well. This might be useful. Create a new class, toggle, button. Case, get rid of the static. Okay. And then let's just set these in here. So this, let's rename these actually as well. On textures. Perfect. Okay. Let's just do as well get off textures, which is just off textures, and then public button textures get on textures, which is this dot on texture. And then what we can do is we can override when render widget. I think that's the right one. Yes. Perfect. So let's actually also get rid of the text here. So we can just do text dot empty, since that doesn't do anything. Super dot render widget. So we don't want this. Now we don't want this either, right? Yeah. So all we want is context dot draw GUI text. Was that the right one? Am I correct in saying go to implementation? I've already lost it. Button widgets. That's not the one I meant. Go to super method. No, go to implementation. I want just normal button widgets. Why are they not in alphabetical? Or are they? They are, I think. Is it just being weird, or bring this back? Where was this? Oh, it's impressible widget. I see. I'm just going to copy this because there's no reason to make it any different. Even though actually I do have, don't I? I have screen utils draw GUI texture, which means I don't need that. And then yeah, that just wants the context. So I can say context like that. And then I can say desktop toggled will be this dot off textures. No, this will be on textures, or this dot off texture. And if I just do that, get X, get Y, get width, get height. Is there not this dot X? Nope, apparently not. Good to know. And I think that's it, right? So let's create a builder for this as well. So let's go public static builder class, by the way. And in here we'll have some things. So what does the default button do? Button widget dot builder. So it has the text message and the press action. We do actually need a press action, don't we? Oh, we have a press action. Never mind. Although we do want to do something with the press action, so we actually kind of want button this dot toggled is equal not this dot toggled, and then on press dot on press button. I can't do that. Can I do a private How can I do this actually? Let's do protected void toggle. This dot toggled is equal not this dot toggle. And hopefully I can just call toggle. Can you do that or not? No. Bugger. Why can't you do that? I guess that kind of makes sense actually, because how can I do what I want to do? Do I have to go into the super and see where onPress is called? onPress is called in onPress. I guess so. I guess I could just do that. Okay, fine. onPress. And then what I'll just do is I'll override onPress. Toggle needs to be public, by the way. So I can just do super onPress, but before that I will just call toggle. Okay, perfect. Does this plays the click sound and stuff, I assume. That's fine. Okay, then we have these. So let's go. You might not necessarily want to press action, right? Is what I'm thinking. So I'm actually not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that like that. But you are gonna want like X, Y, width, height. So let's do private final int X, Y, width, height. Okay, and then width and height actually is not going to be a thing. The width and height are just going to be 32 by 16. Narration supplier. Private narration supplier. I'll just default to text.empty. That's fine. What else do we need? So we need default toggle and then the two buttons. Have a private boolean default toggled, and then let's have a private button textures, which will be the off textures. And I'm just going to default these. I'm going to default these to toggle button dot default colored off textures. Actually, I'll just do. No, I'm not going to make colored the default, just because that's kind of weird. Even though I am going to actually use the colored one. Don't tell anyone about that. So then I just want the public public builder, which is going to take the int x and the int y. This dot x is equal x, this dot y is equal y. And then we're going to want a public builder on pressed, which is going to take in a press action on pressed, and this dot on pressed is equal on pressed, and this public builder, we want the narration supplier, so narration supplier, and then we want default toggled, so public builder default toggle, or I'll say toggled by default. toggled is toggled. Return this public builder of textures, button textures, textures. This dot off textures is equal textures. Return this public builder on textures. Oops. Oops, not that. Textures, and then finally return this. And just for the sake of it, I'll do a method that takes them both, because that might be more useful. So off textures, and then button textures, on textures, and then this dot off textures is equal off textures, this dot on textures is equal on textures, and then return this. And then finally a public toggle button build, return a new toggle button, this dot x, this dot y, this dot on pressed, this dot narration supplier, this dot default toggled, this dot off textures, and then this dot on textures. Okay, that took a hot minute, but here we are. So that should all be done. Let's just check these are all okay. They all look okay. So now we can just add in here a new toggle button. We'll take this dot x. I'm gonna go with plus 10, but that might change. This dot y plus 10. We'll go 16. I don't know. I'll go 8 here. Fine. We need to do the builder though, don't we? The builder not. Oh, I've somehow. How did I manage to do that? It's not what I meant to do. Okay, so X, Y, and then we need to set the rest. So we need to say we don't want to do anything. No, we actually do want to do something on pressed. I actually don't want an on pressed, to be honest. I want a consumer of. I want a buy consumer of this toggle button, and then a boolean. And then I can have a private final buy consumer of toggle button boolean on pressed. And then I don't actually want to do anything here. So, oh god, I'm in JavaScript land. There we go. And then I'll just do this dot on pressed equal on press, and then do that. And this is going to be button toggled. Okay, and then the only thing is super is not going to now do anything, so there's no point having it, right? So instead, I'm just going to call this dot on pressed dot accept this dot toggled. I am good wide. I am, well, yeah, I'm fine, I guess. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, wide? No, I cannot play Pompeii by Basti. I cannot do that. Wide. You knew this. I will get copyright striked. Okay. Get block entity. Set running. Set running actually isn't going to work because what we want to do is we need to send a packet. We'll do that in a second then. We'll come back to that. We want off textures, which is going to be a toggle button, off textures, and then on textures is toggle button dot default colored on text. Didn't I do a textures thing? Yeah, so I can actually just do textures like that. And then is there anything else? Toggled by default. Yes, we want this as well. So this will be this dot handler dot get block entity dot is running. And then let's build it. Okay, so the only thing we need to do now is on press. So what this will do is it will use client play networking send, and then we're going to send a new oil pump jack set running payload, which is going to take in toggled, and that sends it to the server. Button textures can take the off, on, focused off, focused on. They can? Are you sure? I don't think they can. Oh, I guess they can, because they have enabled, disabled, enabled focus, enabled. Oh, I guess they could. I mean, that's not really what they're for, but I guess you are right. They could do that. If I use this dot toggled, then yes, I actually can do that, right? Because then I can have this dot textures. Okay, sure, this isn't actually that bad. Is equal textures. And then if I just replace this with textures, and then textures, and then I just need to change these, right? So I need to do like that. I don't know which order these are meant to be in though. Enabled, disabled, enabled focused, disabled focused. What? Enabled, disabled. Oh, I see. So it's like, it's the other way around, but that's, so it'd be like this, right? Yeah. Yeah, it would. Okay, that's fine. Sure, we can do this then. So this needs to be enabled first, then disabled, then enabled, then disabled. Okay. And then this will just be get text, return this dot textures. And then this will just be textures is equal toggle button dot default textures. And then this just needs to be textures. So textures is equal textures. And then this just needs to be this dot text like that. Okay. So now that's basically fixed that, because now I can just do default colored textures, get rid of that, and then boom. So then let's go ahead and create this payload, shall we? Let's go network, create a new class, record, payload, implements custom payload, Boolean is running. Do we also need the pause or no? I'm trying to think. I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be received on the server, but it's going to be received from a client. So we can grab the client, grab the menu, grab the block entity, grab the pause. Or we could just send over the pause. I guess it doesn't really matter, to be honest. It doesn't matter. It's better to not send as much data over the network, I would say. So we'll go, I think this needs to be public, actually. I don't remember if the codec needs to be public, but I think it does. So packet codec of a registry byte buff. Does it need to be a registry byte buff? I don't know. Don't think so. To an oil pump jack running payload, codec is equal to packet codecs dot tuple. Oh god. This takes in, god, I haven't done Minecraft modding in so long. Is it is running? And then, oh no, it's packet codecs dot boolean, right? And then it is running, and then it's oil payload new. I'm wrong. Oh, oops. There you go. And then we also need an ID, right? So ID is equal to a new ID, Industria.id, oil pump jack running payload. That's running payload. Get ID. Return this dot return ID. Okay, and then I need to register this, if I remember correctly. Yes. Payload type registry dot play C to S register ID codec. Okay. And then I do need to handle that here as well, actually, don't I? So let's do server play networking dot register global receiver dot ID. That will then take in the payload and the context. We'll get the server player entity player equal context dot player. If player dot current screen handler is instance of the oil pump jack screen handler, that's not going to come up. Handler dot get block entity dot set running payload dot is running. I think that's it, I believe. Needs to import like that. Get rid of that. I will put it down there, but like that's fine. I think that's it. Another thing it's probably worth doing is adding a energy widget in here. Which just takes in this.handler dot get block entity dot get energy storage. And then in terms of X and Y, I'm going to copy the drill for that. So green, drill. Yeah, so like these, I should probably change to toggle widgets now, but I'll do those later on. Of course the drill doesn't use one. Lovely. Crusher? Did I refactor the crusher? Okay. Fine, so we're going to have to go all the way back to something that I know uses it, like the mixer. Okay. And hopefully I can just copy paste that straight in. It doesn't like it. I don't know why. Why are you complaining? Am I crazy? Durable widget. Oh, because this doesn't need to be a child because it's not selectable. That's why. These are going to overlap, aren't they? They are very much going to overlap. Let's do, so that is a width of 16. So then let's do like 32. And a height we'll do 10. That's fine. It's going to look weird. It's going to look really weird, but we can figure that out later. That's a future problem. Okay, why is this erroring? Because I'm missing a semicolon. That's why. Okay. Do we have any errors? I don't think so. Should we go ahead and restart the game? And then yeah, we'll move on from there. This should work. In theory. Okay, see ya 7410. Now this goes. I'm pretty sure it should work, right? But there's only one way to find out. So here we go. Let's go into the world. Okay. So not a great start. Is that because though that it just hasn't loaded in, or it seems, oh, I know why. I know why. It is the one oversight that I forgot about. It's because I forgot the big man.pngs, and it doesn't know that they're PNGs, so it's obviously not working. So let's, I can't even hot swap those, can I? I have to restart the game again. Okay. Fine. We'll restart the game again then. Okay. Hopefully this works. Then we'll have a look at what was it, the mixer, I think. I'm correct. It should be working, but I don't know why it wouldn't. Okay. Huh. Why is this not working then? Does it say? It should give me an error, no? There's no error in here though. Oh, also, I really need the inventory in the texture, huh? Okay, let's fix a few things here. So first of all, this energy widget, we're gonna put that about 14. Same with this, because otherwise that just overlaps the title. The height of this is way too high, maybe like 30 or something, right? Let's do that. 30 is not enough. Maybe like 60 then. Not quite 60, maybe 58 or 56. I'm sure there's like a good number to use, but that's better. We'll actually go Y16 though for both of those. Okay. And then we'll go 54. Okay. Good. Better. Why is this texture not loading then? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Textures, GUI, widget. Let's check that. Textures, GUI, widget. So we have toggle switch green on, toggle switch green on, toggle switch green on. Could be fine. It's not selected, is it? Selected would be selected underscore toggle switch underscore toggle switch green on, red off. I don't know. Let's try maybe the default ones and see if that works. I don't think that would make a difference, but yeah, so that makes absolutely no difference. In that case, I'm thinking it has to be to do with how it's rendered, which is right here. So it does draw GUI texture, which I thought was fine, but maybe that's not the correct one. We can try draw texture though. So what does draw texture take? It takes UVs though. Which I think are here. Okay, so that does not help. Like at all. Okay, let's just try what vanilla does, I guess. Which is context draw to GUI texture, and then it uses this actually isn't gonna work, I don't think, because I'm not going to be able to hot swap this, but UI texture. This is exactly what vanilla does. And that is no different. Suspicious. Textures.get, this.toggled is selected. That should be fine. No, I'm not playing ranked wide, I'm streaming. I don't think people want to watch me play Siege. That is not the type of people that are watching the stream right now. Industria.id textures GUI. This is fine, no? Does the correct path? Texture GUI widget. The online plays so much? What do you mean? We don't play it that much. The only reason we play it like somewhat often is because we don't have any other games to play. Okay, I'm always on it, yes, why? But Lime is definitely not always. Also, I genuinely, I have no idea why this is not working. There should be an error in the logs, but there isn't, and that is throwing me off. Missing model, missing model. Okay, we have textures here, textures, but none of these are going to be GUI textures, are they? GUI. What about oil or toggle? What was does anyone know what the keybind is to export the atlas? Or even just list all the thing? I'm just going through. C, X, P, S. Uh-huh. Okay. If we look in the GUI atlas, you can't see what I'm doing, but GUI atlas. Anyone see the GUI atlas? Should be in here. I can't see it though. Textures blocks, beds. It's gonna be a big one. It should be a big one anyway. I genuinely actually can't see it though. Oh, GUI. Okay, it should be in here. Anyone see it? What are these traffic lights from, by the way? Does anyone know? I'm very curious. Anyways, more importantly, we need to look for toggle button. I'm gonna be honest, I don't see it. But what are all these XP bars? Are these all used? I can't think of when these are all used. No. There's definitely no toggle button though, is there? Oh, Raging, yeah, I forgot about that. What is this? I've never seen half of these, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's in here, is it? Maybe they need to be in a specific directory. They must need to be in a specific directory because what is this? What is all this? That's weird. Okay. I think they need to be in a specific directory. and I think that's why it's not working. So I'm going to have a look at where vanilla puts them. Although, don't these ones work? These ones work, don't they? 1 second, let's go drill screen. It uses these ones, so dimension, Not these, I'm looking for this one. Textures GUI widget. Hi. And that's in select enum button. So the textures that it uses here, how does it draw them? So that just uses draw texture. UV width height, texture width, texture height. Draw texture. 0, 0. Width height, and then I think it's texture width, texture height, which is 16, 16. Which has not fixed it. Did I hot swap? Might have forgot to hot swap. Aha! Ah, the texture width is not 16, it's 32. There you go, look at that. Now, whether or not it's selected is actually not what I want. It's hovered. This is hovered. Otherwise, that's not gonna quite work. But yeah, there you go. And that should be sending packets in theory. So like when it's off, it shouldn't be doing anything, and when it's on, it should. And it should like save that state, right? Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Let's get it back, shall we? Small problem. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter, does it? I can place it there and then that connects. Okay. Good. So yeah, like if I do that and come back to it, that's still there. In theory, if I leave the world and come back, it should still be there as well. Oh, right. I forgot about this. I can't save the world. Or at least I get stuck on this screen when I try to. So I have to actually close the game. Which is really weird. I don't know why. What have you been doing? I've been creating a toggle button wide. Good to know you've been listening. Or watching, I suppose. Yeah, this is never gonna save, so I do actually have to quit the game. But yeah, that works. That's good. Okay, the only other thing to do then is to make it so the renderer actually kind of respects that. So let's go into oil pump jack block entity renderer. And basically what I need to do right here is if entity dot is not running, then I think I can just return. I believe. Although no, because I need to draw the bridle. That's a problem. That is definitely a problem. Okay. Oh, it also does that. And entity dot is running. Oh no, I can't do that. Bugger. Bugger. Is this used anywhere? It is. What if I do this? If entity is running, then do this. And then what I need to do is say if entity is running, then do these as well. And then I mean, actually, these should be fine because if it's not rotating, because they should all depend in theory on this client rotation. So in actuality, I think these won't move, and I think it will actually be fine. I think. Only one way to find out. But yeah, okay. Let's give that a run and see if that works or not. It should also be only if it's consuming energy as well, but that's a whole different thing. Okay. So if this works, then I don't honestly know what we're gonna do next. We'll probably have a look at some of these to-dos and see if we can figure some of them out or not. I think this should work. I don't know why it wouldn't. The only reason it wouldn't is if something isn't depending on that client rotation. Oh, it didn't like that. It did not like that. Wow. Post stack not empty. Huh? Post stack not empty. Also, I should probably do client rotation is equal client rotation plus that. So that that's like, you know, not actually changing. But why I'm a little bit confused why it's saying the post stack is not empty. Because I haven't changed any. Oh, I see. Because I haven't popped. Yeah, I don't actually want this. I didn't mean to leave that there. That's why. Why do I see bits? What do you mean bits? What are you seeing? I'm not sure what you mean by bits. Like Twitch bits? Because we're not on Twitch. So I'd be concerned if you're seeing Twitch bits. But other than that, I have no idea. I literally have no idea what you mean by bits. There you go. And if I press it, it should Yeah, it starts. Nice. If I do this again, it stops. If I continue, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. Nice. Perfect. Okay, that's good. Very good. Okay, yeah. Let's fix some to-dos, shall we? I don't know, I tried to save, it doesn't work. I need to listen to myself. So. Oh, right, I shouldn't have closed the game because I actually wanted to test if this is even true. Because I don't think this is true. Let's go through some of these and just have a look at what we have. Okay. Item. So that's the seismic scanner stuff. We'll leave that. Yep, we'll leave that too. Because that's going to be a lot of work. That will come back to that. Yeah, see, a lot of these I do want to just like come back to. Use property delegate. For what? What do I need to use the property delegate? Oh, I see, for the progress? Interesting. Abstract out and make its own class. That is something I want to do at some point. But it's actually quite a bit of work to do that. It's not, unfortunately, as simple as I would like it to be. Yeah, a lot of these are kind of things that I don't want to touch right now. Yeah, like you got like the... Yeah, pretty much all of the to-dos, other than this one in the mixer, are things that I'm not going to touch right now, because they will require entire rewrites of things. But we can try and have a look at this. So we'll go into this one. Actually, do we want to be in this one, or do we want to be in the other one? We probably want to be in the other one. Ah, well, it's fine. So fix items in the slots are duplicated. Fix where items in the slots are duplicated as ghost items on the client. So let's have a look at the mixer. You can't see the game, I just realized. Okay. Let's put it down here. We can put anything in there. It doesn't really matter because it's talking about the input slot. Okay. I kind of see what it means. I don't know. This first slot is weird. There's definitely something going on there, isn't there? I'm not entirely sure this is necessarily what this to-do says, but okay. Interesting. Let's have a look at the screen handler. So, mixer screen handler. Here we are. Okay, so we have a look here. So input inventory. Yep, that's fine. I suspect it's maybe the math here. So column plus row times 3. Is that correct? Or shouldn't it be row plus column times 3? Let's think. If we're on index 0, right? So we're on the first slot. Row will be 0, column will be 0. So this will just be 0. If we're on column 1, then we're going to be... Yeah, so we're going to be here. So that means that row will still be 0, column will be 1. It'll be 1 plus 0 times 3, which is 1. And then if we're on column 2, that'll be the same. And then if we're on row 1, column 0, that'll be 3. That should be fine, actually. That should be fine. I'm wondering if maybe in that case it's something to do with the actual inventory itself, maybe? Just a sinking inventory, it's nothing special. Okay. Interesting. I don't know, actually. I don't know entirely what it's done wrong here, then. What if I do... Oh. Oh. What the hell? What? What? I'm so confused. Is there something going on in here? Or is it... Is it something in here? Output item stack. It's not empty, then it gets the output inventory. Create recipe input. Shouldn't be. Let's look for the method that actually gets the input inventory. And then have a look at where this is used. So that's used here, which is for syncing. And then I've lost it. Get input inventory. And then it's also used in create recipe input, which does what? It's used here. Recipe inventory. Find usage. That's fine, because that's only called when that crafts, so it shouldn't be that. Great recipe, and that's only called here anyways, which it shouldn't. I guess it might get to that point, but it's probable. Huh. I'm a little bit baffled. It must be something to do with these. It must be. Let's look at what should we look at? Let's look at the chest. Is that not what it's called? Okay, what about the hopper? Hopper's good enough. I'm going to bring this over to my other monitor. Yeah, hopper actually isn't that useful. Because the hopper doesn't change. So Oh, they call it something else, don't they? Is it generic screen handler? Generic 3x3 container screen. Sure, that'll do. That's good enough for me. So 3x3 actually isn't it? Right. Generic container screen. Well, this one. Okay. Add inventory slot. Okay, let me move this over again so I can have a look. So it adds a slot. So let's look at the index first. So I think it's because of these for loops, isn't it? It's because they're the wrong way around. It should be column and then row, right? And then this should be row, and this should be column. Wait, no. Wait, am I wrong? No, that was fine. Row and column is fine, I think. Because row is like vertical. So that's fine. So column plus row times 3. Wait. No, that's fine. Never mind, that's fine. And then 58, which is the left position, plus column times 18 because of the offset. And then 26, which is the Y, plus the row times 18. I am very, very, very... Okay, I know what I'll do. Okay, yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to handled screen. Find the column. Handled screen. Go. And then I'm gonna find the code that draws the slot. Draw slot. Here we go. Okay. So where does it draw the item? And I'm just gonna create. I'm gonna create a debug thing. So actually, let's do this now. So let's create a handled screen mixin. At mixin. Handled screen. Oh, handled screen dot class. Let's inject method draw plot, and we want to inject just before it draws the item, which is going to be here. What is BL2? BL2 is equal... BL2 the actual item though? I guess so. What's BL? BL is... Here, wait, I just saw it. It's set to true if it can insert. I see. Okay, we'll do it here. it doesn't really matter, to be honest. So we're gonna go and copy the mixing target reference. I don't know if that worked or not. And we're gonna say at is equal at what is it, value is equal invoke target is equal, in fact I'll just type it in, that one, yeah, and then private void Industria $sign draw slot, and we'll just let that fix the signature. Let's add it to the mixing config. What are you fixing now? Right now I am fixing, well, I'm not actually, well, yeah, I am trying to fix. I'm trying to fix the mixer. Because it's doing weird shit. So can I draw text? There we go. Yes, we can. And then we can go this dot text renderer. Can I not? This dot font? No, this dot Minecraft? Really? Oh, is it this dot client? I'm pretty sure you can access the client in here, no? Yes, you can. Bro's trying to gaslight me. If I extend green, make it abstract, and then create a constructor. Right. This dot client. In fact, now I can probably access the text. There you go. Now I can access the text string. So draw text. The string that we're going to draw is going to be slot dot ID. We'll do string dot value of slot dot ID, and then the X is going to be slot dot X plus 2, slot dot Y plus 2. And do I need a boolean or something? No, I need a color. We'll go 10, 10, 10. And then does it need a boolean? Yes. We will actually do it. I don't mind. And then we'll try that. I do actually want this to be enabled on a bug setting, though, so that would be a later thing, but this should just help us see what the indices are. I have a feeling possibly maybe the indices are wrong or something. If not, then I have no idea what's happening. Let's have a look at go back into here. I can't see anything that would make this not work. Like, there isn't really any code in here that actually does anything with the input. Okay, let's load it in and let's see what happens now. Okay. So we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's pretty much what I thought it would probably do. We can just do one thing to make this at least look a little bit nicer. As well as removing the shadow, because that's very cringe. But we can do plus this dot text renderer dot get width. Let's do string text that divided by 2. And then plus dot text renderer dot font height divided by 2. I don't think I can hot swap that, right? Is that correct? Yeah, didn't think so. But that's fine. Oh, that's because it has an error. But I'm pretty sure I can't hot swap it anyways, right? Yeah, you can't. Okay. Okay, so it's not an issue with the indices. I'm just trying to understand why if I put it in slot 0, is it going into slot 1? Like, that just doesn't make sense. Like, what code would even cause that to happen? And like, if I have one in slot 1 and then put it in slot 0, how does it make the one in slot 1 go to slot 2 and the one in slot 0 go to slot 3? Like, how does that make sense? I'm trying to think what code would even... 0 to 3, but why wouldn't it go to 2? Oh, I wonder, if I put it in at 5... No, if I put it in at 0, will it go to 5? Yeah, that's even more. So it put 2 to 4 and then 0 to 5, I think. Oh, and now if I try and put one in 2, it goes to 5. This doesn't make any sense, though. Like, why? I genuinely have no idea. How do I even debug this? I don't know where it's happening. I know what I'll do. I have an idea. I has an idea. Let's go into the mixer block entity. And in the tick method, I'm going to do if true, return. Right? Now I'm going to hot swap that. And then I'm going to do this. Interesting. So what that tells me, right, is that this is nothing to do with the tick method. Okay? Which is useful because that means that none of this logic here is causing my issue. Unfortunately, that doesn't really tell me what is causing the issue. I mean, it has to be the screen handler, right? Is it something in here, maybe? I don't know what it would be in here. Like, I genuinely could not tell you. It's not going to be quick move, right? Because that's only when you shift click. Oh, there's a get valid blocks map. I didn't realize. Anyways, I wonder what I've overridden as the inventory. 9. Yeah, that's correct because there's 8, 0 to 8, so that's 9. That's correct. Has it always been like this? I think so. I think yes. Whilst I'm at it, I might as well do. Oh, actually, I'm not going to do that because then I won't be able to hot swap. If I find the issue, I won't be able to hot swap. If I do this, that's going to crash, right? Think. Interesting. I'm wondering, you know what I'm wondering? If the zeroth inventory isn't correct. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sout input inventory dot sky. Now, also, I'm going to uncomment because now we know they're not the culprit. 6. 0 to 6. That's correct. Okay. What if I do input inventory dot 4 for item stack, sout the item stack. And then we can see what's in each slot. Okay. Oh. Aha. So what it's saying, so this is the server, right? So the server has these 2 items. The client says it doesn't have anything, which is weird. I wonder why. Is that normal though? That might be normal. I don't think it would be. How can I test if that's normal? Or actually, I'm gonna go into here. I'm gonna look where I open the screen. Where are you? There you are. This dot wrapped inventory storage. So this one's east, this one's west, this one's north, this one's south. So they're not like overwriting each other or anything like that. Okay. I'm gonna go into the electric furnace, right? And I'm gonna look in here, and I'm gonna sout this dot get I just want to get the stack in the 0th slot. Can I not do that? Ah, held stacks dot get 0. Okay. So I've hot swapped that. So let's go into the electric furnace. I'll bring this over. Electric furnace. Here we go. Boom. Okay. So initially it will obviously say nothing, right? Okay. It's gonna moan about this every single time, isn't it? Why is it actually moaning about this? Get energy provider null. What's wrong with that? Get energy provider. Properties dot facing. Oh yeah, this needs to be properties dot horizontal. quickly doing a little bug fix whilst I'm here. Okay. So let's do that. Let me clear this again. Okay, so that's normal. So that's not the issue. Which I didn't think it would be. That makes sense because it's not going to get populated that quickly. But that kind of confuses me even more. How I genuinely, I just don't have any clue. I know what I'm going to do. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add one slot. Just one of these slots, right? I'm going to say input inventory. I'm going to say 0. I'm going to say 58. Column is 0, row is 0, so we'll go 26. What have I done wrong? Oh, wait, what have I done wrong? Oh, yeah, needs to be a new slot. And then I'm just going to comment this out. And I'm going to see, I mean, it shouldn't do anything, right? Oh. Oh? It's gone. It's just straight up gone. It's just deleted itself. I don't know what to say. Seriously, I have no idea why it's doing. Maybe thinking simple inventory. Maybe it needs to be an input. I have an input inventory, right? No. I'm wondering if it's trying to like. Oh, that is sense though. I seriously have no idea. Okay, what if I just add index 1? That's fine. If I add index 2? That's fine. Okay, what if I add index 3? Oh. Oh, right, because the one in... the one in 1 went into 3. Even though 3 wasn't, like, there, it wasn't visible, it still existed, it just wasn't on the screen. Right. So what if we try 4? Oh, hello. Where'd you come from? Right. Okay, finally 5. Oh, hello. Oh dear. Oh, hello. Where did you come from? I don't know. There's nothing I can do to figure this out right now. this might just be a permanent bug in the mod, because I can't see how any code I've ever written could do this. Like, there's nothing in here that could do this. We know it's not anything in the block entity, right? Because we've tested the block entity. It just switches positions, yeah. But only under some weird conditions. What I could try, I don't think it's quick move stack. I'm pretty sure the issue is not quick move stack, because I'm like 99% sure that's only when you shift click. But we can check. Wait. Oh no, that's correct, isn't it? Oh yeah. That's as in correct. I mean that's what it did before. But yes, okay. Okay, yes. So that hasn't changed anything. Okay, I've got a little bit confused for a second because I thought that did something else. But okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because even if I shift click it in, it goes into slot 1 after it's already in. How do you debug this? I don't know. It's not quick move stack. It's not on closed because that doesn't make sense. It's not can use. It's not going to be anything here because this doesn't even touch the slots. We know it's not anything in the tick method because we've already tested that. It can't be the inventory itself because it's just a normal syncing inventory. It's the same as all of the other inventory. Right? Like nothing happens in it. It just syncs if it's been marked as dirty. So we know it's not that. It definitely can't be tick, right? We'll just try again. One last time. Yeah. So it's not the tick method. I would say like, oh, maybe it's the renderer or something, right? Maybe it's the GUI itself. But that doesn't make sense because we know that it is actually like genuinely switching slots, right? Like if I place this in here and go back into it, it's still there. So it's not a client side thing. Which really makes this even more confusing. Could it be MBT? That doesn't really make sense though, does it? No, I don't think so, because it just writes to MBT. And when it reads it, it does the same thing. No. Okay, I was going to say the only thing I'm suspicious of is the recipe. But we know the recipe isn't running because that only happens in the tick method. So it can't even be that. The only other thing that I'm a little bit suspicious of is the get ports method. But I don't think that really makes sense. Because I'm thinking, like, what if it's trying to, like, take it out and put it in a different slot? You know what? I'm going to try it. Okay, I'm going to try it. If true, return map.of. Okay? And then I have to replace it back down. Can I not? Okay, apparently I can't pick block. Good to know. Mixer. So I'm going to have to place it back down because I need a new one for this. Aha! Aha! I found you. Oh. I know what it's doing. I know exactly what it's doing. Well, kind of. I kind of know what it's doing. I don't know exactly why it's doing it, how it's doing it. Like, I can't... yeah, because that's now... 1 second. But let me have a look at this. So if I put it in 0, it goes to 1, right? Now, if I put another one in 0, it goes... this one will... So, yes. So the second one will go to 3. No, the second one should go to 2. And then this one will go to 3. Yeah, because if I do that... Oh, that didn't do quite what I expected. But if I do that, then that goes to 2, and then that goes to 3. If I put another one in, that should go to 4 and 5, I think. Yes. Then when I put another one in, okay, I know what's happening. Yeah, I know exactly what's happening. Okay. And actually, you can see it there, right? If I take this one out, it's always going to try and shift forward by 1. Like, if it can. It's weird, but I see what's happening. So, basically, if I press F3 and B, you can see the I/O ports, right? So these are the ports on the multi-block. So for example, these ones are energy ports, and they accept energy from above, right? That's because that's where the white cube is. So I suspect that in here, there is a port that's going into the block. I think. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, then I still have no idea. It might be like in the middle here somewhere. Or even inside. But I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. You know what? We're going to get trustypaint.net up. And I'll show you. Right. So. Here we go. So this is our mixer, right? So the primary block of the mixer that has like the inventory and stuff is here, right? Now let's say hit that here we might have an IO port, right? So this is an IO port. And let's say that this IO port is facing this way, right? So it's facing into this block here. So let me say controller. So what's happening is the controller will see that, or I actually forget which way around it happened. But basically, the IO port will see that it can put itself into something, right? So it can put items into the controller. And so it grabs the item out of the controller into the IO port and then simultaneously puts it back into the controller, meaning it will shift from slot 1 or slot 0 into slot 1. I hope you like my terrible diagram here. If that makes sense. I think that's what's happening. But the issue actually isn't inherently with the mixer. It's also not an issue with the multi-block, don't get me wrong. The issue would be the ports themselves are facing into each other. So if I look here, so if Z is not 0 and X is 0 and Y is 0. So if we look here, we're basically looking at these two, I believe. Yeah, I think it's these two, because those would both be Z is 0, right? Because X is this way. Across like that. Y is obviously like that, and then Z is like this. So this would be Z negative 1, this would be Z1. Though it's not doing exactly what I thought it would do, though. Because I thought they would be facing inwards, and hence it is doing that. But I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. So I think... See here, Z negative 1 is direction east. So east would go to this one. Hmm. No, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, it is something to do with the ports. But that doesn't really make sense. Because it's not saying it's going into itself, it's saying it's going east. Right? If Z is negative 1 and the direction is east. So we're saying this one, right? So it's facing this way. Because if I do S, right? If I put these in here, okay, it might actually be the other way around. Might be this one. Or not. I guess, oh, chest might not work actually, because I think it has to push into it. So it would actually be like this. But yeah, I was right. It is this side. No. Huh. Hmm. Now I'm even more confused. Now I am even more confused. Hmm. I thought that... Hmm. Very good. Is it here or something? No, I'm pretty sure it is right in saying it's these two. Right, because if I look on F3 and I look this way, I can see that I am facing east. So facing east should be an item transfer point. The only thing I guess is I think that either way, we figured out the culprit. I'm gonna remove this to do, and I'm just gonna put a new one back. Because I figured out where it occurs. Get out why get port is causing the item input array to shift one slot. Yeah, and I don't know what I'll have to do. I don't know why this has happened. Um, absent. It puts in an item transfer point. I think the issue is it doesn't say. Oh, you know what? Actually, I wonder. I wonder. In aha! I might have found it. I might have just found the culprit. Oh, never mind. Wait. No, never mind. I haven't found the culprit. I was looking for this. I thought I didn't have it, but I do. So I don't know. Genuinely no clue why that's happening. It's obviously, we know it's something to do with that method now, which is the important thing. Now, before I end the stream, because I think I'm going to end the stream now, I will quickly just get rid of the, well, not get rid of the mixin, but maybe hide it behind something. Maybe, I think I have a thing for this. I think I have debug rendering registry. If debug rendering, I don't remember what determines. Looks like it's F6, but I might have rebinded it. Either way, I can't test that because I mean, I can do that, but that's because we need to restart the game. But yeah, I think that's basically gonna be it for this stream. I know we haven't done much, to be honest. We've been trying to fix this stupid bug for like way too long, and haven't really got anywhere with it. But yeah, in the next stream we will actually do some actual development on some new things. Or actually probably not new things. We'll probably do the fractional distillation. Haven't actually finished that yet, and that's quite important. But yeah, I guess at least we figured out why this is happening, or at least where it's happening, you know. And then yeah, we can figure that out next time. So yeah, I will see you all in the next stream, which will be on, what day does it say? It'll be on Thursday, I think, maybe. No promises. I don't make promises. So yeah, I will see you all whenever. Bye.